Karate, it was created over 1,000 years ago from the temples of Shaolin in China. The monk from India, they come to teach the monk in China about Buddhism, but they find out they're falling asleep and doing the long hours of meditation. So what they become, what they make it, what they call it the 9 hands. So it's a series of exercise. So the monks, they exercise and at the same time they meditating. When the monks travel from one village to the other village, sometimes they find bandits. And one day one monk is like using hands the way he was practicing, and that's how the Chinese Kung Fu started. Karate is an art. An art is to develop yourself, your character, your person. It's about improving yourself always. Sensei is a word like, it's no mean teacher, because teacher is somebody that teach you something. Sensei is the person who walk a path and he's showing you how to walk that path now. Literally what they mean is the one before. So it don't mean teacher, it means the one before. So I walk this path before you, now I teach you how to walk this path. So you follow me and I show you the way. That's what sensei really means. Every sensei is a different person. They got their own characteristic and they got their own style. Kata is prearranged movements designed to train the mind and the body. The primary way is by teaching the basics. So when you move, you know, you imagine it that you're fighting as somebody. It's like shadow boxing for the boxers, but this is more formal. It's where you train your stances, you exaggerate your stances so that way you train your body to withstand all the stress that you're gonna face. And at the same time, they help you to block everything around you. So you become like a cocoon around you, so that way nothing that happens around you should distract you from the concentration and you focus on what you are doing. Karate and the katas is something that it develops the character of the person. The more that you practice, the more self-confidence you become. You don't become arrogant, but you become confident. So you open yourself for new highs that you're going to be moving. That's why you start with the very basic kata that is only like about 25 moves until you get to the more complex kata. You got almost like 57, 60 moves and a different type of posture. But as you compare the first one to the highest one, the basic is the same. Kata is something that no matter how many katas you learn or how high the katas you learn, you always have to come back to the very first kata, the basic one. Because if your foundation is weak, the rest of your karate is weak. The first black belt is basically white belt. You are a white belt. What you got from white belt all the way down to the brown belt before you get to black belt is like a pre-requirements. It's like you learning what you need to become a white belt. But that doesn't mean you are completely polished. You know your basics, you know what you're supposed to know, but now once you get your black belt, that's when you have to polish yourself. That's when you have to become much better. It took me a long time to get my first black belt, but it was a very rewarding experience because I feel like I accomplished something in my life, and it was very, very hard, but at the same time I appreciate it because I know I worked very hard. Nobody gave it to me, I earned it. Even when you get to a higher degree black belt, you cannot forget what you started, and you have to practice. Some people, they learn a new kata, and they forget about the old kata. Oh, I need to practice a new kata because this is new. But then there comes the day that you have to do your first kata, and you forget. You can never neglect your training. You always have to train. This is a 24/7 work. People, they say, oh, I can practice tomorrow, I practice 5 minutes. You have to put yourself. A person who wants to improve himself has to practice all the time. Even when sometimes we don't feel the desire to practice, we have to push ourselves to practice because that way we become perfect. Perfection is based on practice. It's not how much you know, but implementation, practice, and apply. And that's how you become a perfect. Hey, shut up.